had a lot of great friends. I've been really lucky, really lucky. Had just great friends. And it's because I try to be a good friend too, so I think that's one of the reasons why I'm very lucky to have great friends. And I've seen my friends over the years, how some of them have kind of been like, excited by life, engaged by life, wanting to see new things, wanting to see the world, wanting to challenge themselves, wanting to get out of their comfort zones, wanting to lean into their edge, as David Data would call it. So I've seen that. And I've watched my friends that have done that really blossom as people. They've become happier, take themselves a little less seriously, have a more humble appreciation for the mysteries of life, and kind of just have a good time, and not be angry at anybody, but just happy and enjoy, basically just realizing that life is very short. It's a very short experience. It's like if you don't like life, don't worry, homie, I'll be over soon. If you don't like it. And just sort of realizing it's just this very short experience, and you just want to enjoy it as much as you can. And then I've watched people stagnate. And I kind of have a little bit of a theory about this. I believe that as humans, we actually have these different personality matrices up in our heads. And so two of them that are very predominant, and I think that they even talk about this in NLP, but I'm not sure. So maybe if anyone here knows NLP, they could let me know. But I think that two of them that they talk about in NLP is the adventurous self and the conservative self. So we have kind of an adventurous side and a conservative side. And the adventurous personality matrix up in our heads wants to have new stimulation. It wants to have new adventures, new experiences, and it's very fearless. It's kind of like a fearless, carefree side. So it's kind of like, if you're climbing up a mountain and at first you're scared, but then that adventurous self kicks in and you start to see opportunity in front of you. You start to see, oh, there's another, rock I could pull myself up off of, or, things like that. Then on the flip side, you have that conservative side. And the conservative side is meant to help you. It's meant to recognize what's been working. It's meant to help you, it's meant to help you kind of recognize what's been working, recognize, what's good about your life, and to kind of keep replaying that so that you can stay alive and so you can stay safe, okay? But the problem is when people get too locked into a conservative mode, for many years, I've seen what happens is they become very unhappy. They become unhappy at life. They tend to become negative. Not only that, but they view anything that would challenge them to step up or step out of their comfort zone as a threat. I have never seen someone stagnate and be a joyful, happy person. That's pretty much the best way I could put it to you. It's very rare that you see that. What you see a lot more of in people that stagnate, the best way I could put it to you, life is always moving, life is always flowing. So think of it like you're climbing up a mountain, right? Wouldn't it be nice if you could kind of climb up a mountain and then just sort of reach a point where you're happy with and just kind of stop there and just sort of just chill? It'd be nice, right? In its own way, at least have the option. But what life tends to be like, actually, in my experience, and I could be wrong, but it's just my experience, is that it's kind of like climbing up a muddy mountain. It's very slippery, like a slip and slide that you went on when you were a kid. And when you stop, you kind of start to backslide a little bit. And that's cool because you don't always need to be moving around and doing all this crazy stuff. It's okay. It's cool to take a break. But what happens is that if you kind of stagnate for too long, is you basically just backslide. You go back like that, and your life kind of goes to shit. And what I've also seen, which is really crazy, is that when people stagnate for too long, they never find their way back. They're gone. They'll never find their way back. Do you guys have friends like that? Maybe uncles or people like that where, yeah, they're just kind of locked in a certain mode, and you try to talk to them about something, and they're kind of like, yeah, and they just kind of blow it off. One story that I like to tell, I've told it before, is that I remember I was in Hawaii. I used to live in Hawaii for a number of years. And I remember driving in from the airport, and there was this taxi cab driver. And this guy was really kind of chilled out, and he was telling me all about his life. And his life sounded fucking really awesome at first. I remember he was like, I had a wife, and we used to just kind of chill. We used to go to the beach every day, and we do barbecue with our friends. And I mean, if you've ever been to Hawaii, it's pretty idyllic. Who here's ever been to Hawaii? Okay, so it's been pretty idyllic. He's been to Hawaii. So it's this very idyllic environment. And you're there, and what more could represent the idea of just chilling out and just being happy than Hawaii? Really nothing, right? But what was interesting was then as he continued in his story, as we got into town, he's like, this building here used to be a nice field. Now they put a building on it. I hate what they've done to the island. And then it turned out his wife had passed away. And I said, oh, that's horrible. Have you met someone new? He's like, no. I'm like, why not? He's like, I just don't want to go through that again. And I was like, really? How long ago was it? Thinking it's like a year or two ago. He's like, oh, it was about 15 years ago. And then he basically started to go on a different rants about how much he hated what's happening to the island, how he misses his wife, how he's pissed off. And it was funny to think that, this is as a guy that basically had achieved a life that all of us could dream of just contentment, good friends, a great wife, and, living on a beautiful island that has perfect weather every fucking day. But sure enough, the world is always changing. The world is always shifting around. It's always changing. And it's not going to stay the way you want it to stay. It's just not. There's a 0% chance that the universe is going to stay exactly how you want it to stay. The problem with when you get put in your conservative self is you want things to stay in a certain way, and it pisses you off that it won't stay that way. My son sort of provided a model for me, or an inspiration for me, is because when you see him, every day when he wakes up, he's practicing like some new thing, he's got some new thing going on. He'll sit there just practicing a vowel. He'll just be like, th, 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 th. And he'll just sit there doing it, or he'll be like, yeah, 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 and he'll just keep doing it, or he'll be like just working on his arm movement, and he'll just work on his arm movement, right? Or he sees us on the phone, so he'll like take things on the phone. He'll practice talking on the phone. He'll be like, ga, oh, ga, yeah, yeah, ga, like that, right? And he'll completely copy, or he'll sit there, he'll take like a plastic spoon, and he'll just sit there doing this over and over and over. He'll just keep doing it. And when you see him doing it, he's got this huge smile on his face, and he's laughing while he's doing it. And you see that, what's going on is that as he's learning and expanding, he's enjoying that. But it's funny that, in modern society, then we take these kids and we put them into a school that's basically meant to keep them, kind of seated in just a simple seated environment, try to get them to conform to whatever the school system is. So take a guy like me, right? I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm actually viewed as learning disabled. Did you guys know that? No. Yeah, I'm actually considered to be learning disabled. Probably some people watching this video will be like, fuck yeah, that guy's a fucking idiot. I knew it, right? But I'm actually was viewed as learning disabled. So I was diagnosed as having attention deficit disorder, depression. I was viewed as a juvenile delinquent, which I was. I was pretty horrible to juvenile delinquent. But I was basically just viewed as a kid that sort of fell off the edge, right? And rather than saying, oh, maybe this kid is bored in class because this shit sucks, they say, no, he's fucked up. We should put him on drugs to make him more docile. Let's fuck up his creativity. Let's fuck up the fact he wants to challenge himself. Let's fuck all that off, and let's just put him on a drug that'll calm him down and make him sit there just like that, right? Well, see, when I was a kid, I was a really bad kid because, I used to do bad, stupid shit because my brain was desperate to be challenged. My brain was desperate for stimulation. My brain was desperate to learn new things. And no one ever gave me that structure. They're just like, no, just learn this like biology thing or whatever it was, or math. And I was bored. I was bored out of my fucking mind. And I saw no happiness in that, so I didn't care. And because I felt like people had an authority on me, I was mad at them. And because I was bored by life, because by the life that was presented to me, I was just very bitter. So that's why I was like a really, 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 really bad kid. But anyway, just sort of seeing how kids are, I kind of model that as an adult now, right? Like I loved getting out of like my sort of formal education when I was younger and actually getting into self-education. I love that because then I could create my own learning curriculum. I could go out to it's like a seminar like this, right? So you guys come out to an event like this and you can have all these principles thrown at you, and then you can go out and you can try those principles and you can go and you can hammer them and you can like really, really get good with them. And it's a lot of fun. It's like a super amount of fun. But isn't it crazy how so many people are like, well, when can I just get this down and move on with my life? I just want to get it down and move on, right? And it's like, dude, this shit's fucking fun. Like learning this stuff is fun. Just going out and just like my kid, if he just masters, he just sits there, mastering his arm movement like this all day long. He's laughing, he's smiling. That's kind of an approach that you could take to learning success with women. It's just going out, okay, I'm just going to work on my approaching today. Oh, some girl blew me out, just like laugh at it. He'll bump, he's got a little bruise on his head because he's running around, he bumped in a wall, right? And he's like, wah, like that, and then he just gets up, he starts laughing, he forgets about it. You can view it as a chore and as this annoying impediment to you getting out of pain, which is how a lot of guys view it. They're like, I'm in pain. and this is just this impediment that I have to get past and get out of pain. Or you can view it as this fun thing that kind of brings the joy of life, that, that kind of brings the, gives you something to do and keep evolving. But let me tell you something, is that although you don't need to be evolving all the time, and life is about taking breaks. I love taking a week-long break in some sunny place and just relax to lower the cortisol levels and recharge, to get perspective, to get altitude on your situation and really look down on it, and not be all myopic, but just kind of see it really well. It's something one of my mentors, Eben Pagan, talks a lot about. But on the flip side, when you're always evolving, that's when you're going to be the most happy. All right, that's when you're generally going to find that's going to make you a happier person. That's going to bring you real satisfaction in life. There is no satisfaction in just getting a certain amount of money and getting a certain girl and just chilling for most people, and particularly for people in this room. If you're in this room, you're probably not one of those people that's going to be happy like that. Some people can be. I know a few people that can be happy like that, but you're probably not one of them. And by the way, when you stop and you think about it, when you look at, is this just me in my little self-help bubble sort of just saying what I think? Or in your experience of society, when you go to the bank, when you go to the mall, when you look around, what do people look like?
Zombies.
Right? I mean, think about it. Let's really think about that. What do people look like? Are people like, fuck yeah, like my life is probably like 60, 70 years, maybe 80 if I'm lucky, and I'm just going to enjoy this moment. This is a moment of my life. Or are they kind of just walking around like, whatever, right? Look at some of the petty shit that people get mad about. Yo, isn't that crazy? The petty stuff that makes people angry. I have a theory. You want to know why I think people get angry over petty stuff? I think unconsciously they think they're gonna live forever. Think about that. If you think that you're gonna live forever, of course you're gonna be mad about something petty. Because you're just like, oh, this thing's annoying me right now, I'm annoyed. But actually, you're not gonna live forever. So even a shitty moment in your life is still a moment in your life. So it's up to you to kind of take it how you want. I know usually if I'm with my friends, when we go around, we're usually just fucking laughing. Most of the time we're just kind of cracking jokes and laughing, or just kind of chilling, relaxing. But it's pretty uncommon you'd see me pissed off. I do fall into it from time to time. It's a little embarrassing. I can act a little out of character. I can get pissed off, right? But generally speaking, I'm having a good time. You want to know who I like hanging out with in general? The type of people I like being around? People that are just funny. That's about it. People that are just laid back and fucking funny, or people that are inspired. Because I'm a pretty intense guy, right? I'm a super intense guy. So basically it's just like I like to be around people that are funny, people that are inspired, and people that are laid back. My general view towards life is to like be intense and to be inspired, to like do big things. But then at the same time, just don't take any of it too seriously and just, realize it's kind of like a big joke, because you're dead anyway. You're walking dead. You're fucked, okay? Just by nature. So don't take it too seriously and just kind of enjoy the journey of life. And I think if you take that attitude towards success with women, you can do very, very well, because you have like a focused intensity towards it, but at the same time, you're not taking it too seriously. You're not getting all freaked out or like weirded out over it. Does this make sense? Okay, sweet. What are you gonna say? What are you gonna say? Mm-hmm.